Diana stood up and, without saying a word, stretched out her hand and slowly led James to her bedroom. Later, she lay in his arms and wept.
The Princess of Wales pretended to take no notice as she left her daily exercise class, but she's reported to be bitterly hurt by the book's revelations. Buckingham Palace has dismissed the book as tawdry gossip, and friends of the princess say Hewitt has exaggerated his relationship with Diana for the sake of money.
It's appalling that a man who's supposed to be a gentleman, has been in the Lifeguards, which I've always had a great respect for, should behave like this to a friend.
I think it's disgusting. I think it should be hung. It's treason.
However badly it reads or whatever, it's still very damaging and very hurtful for the Princess of Wales. And indeed, her friends, her family, and damaging to the monarchy.
But the book appears to be selling well, and the man behind it has gone into hiding from questions about the princess he said he loved and then exploited. George Wolfe, CTV News, London.
And still to come in tonight's news, a promising way to treat a deadly disease. How those with HIV may actually be able to help AIDS patients.
When the folks at Bell asked me why I switched long-distance companies, I told it like it is. Our relationship wasn't working. I was feeling neglected, so I left her.
Fred just got up and left. Poor Valerie.
But then Advantage Preferred came along, so I thought I'd give him one last chance. In fact, last month, we saved $469.
Sure going to miss some barbecues Fred and Val used to have.
Yeah. You know, the savings with this Advantage Preferred service is really big news. I'm sure word's already spread.
Some encouraging medical news today from Britain. AIDS researchers think they found a treatment that slows the spread of the disease. The procedure is relatively simple. AIDS victims are given regular blood transfusions, but there's an odd twist. The blood they're given is actually infected with HIV. CTV's Patricia Skinner has the story.
A blood plasma donation from a person who has HIV, the AIDS virus, but is still healthy, to someone who is suffering full-blown AIDS. Researchers have shown that healthy people with HIV develop antibodies to the virus. It's these antibodies that are passed on, giving the AIDS patient a better chance at a healthier life.
Early evidence does suggest that it's quite promising. The nice thing about it is that it doesn't involve a lot of expensive drugs that may be prone to toxic side effects.
The treatment is called PIT, passive immune therapy. It was developed 9 years ago by researchers at Cambridge University who noticed that healthy people with HIV had high levels of antibodies in their blood. People with AIDS had lost these antibodies and the ability to fight the disease. The medical trials in the United States and France show that after 1 year, the mortality rate of patients taking the treatments had greatly improved. The control group, without the treatments, had death rates 5 times higher.
We have already sufficient indication to show or to suggest that if one started treatment early in the disease, we are likely to delay or at least get people into clinical remission and delay the onset of the disease possibly by several years.
Not only the AIDS sufferer benefits, giving blood seems to stimulate the production of antibodies in the HIV-positive donor, and researchers say that can delay the onset of full-blown AIDS. They also estimate the treatments give people with AIDS an extra 2 to 5 years of life.
It's made me feel better. It's given me energy. It's kept my quality of life up. I'm more active. I'm able to live life to its fullest more of the time since I've been on plasma.
But the breakthrough shouldn't be described as a cure. There is still no cure for AIDS, but passive immune therapy may be the best treatment discovered to date. Patricia Skinner, CTV News, London.
An update now to last night's CTV inquiry, a story about the federal government selling cigarettes to prison inmates at wholesale prices. Solicitor General Herb Gray said today the policy of striking deals with tobacco giants is under review, but Gray ducked questions about whether Ottawa was hypocritical for selling cigarettes on the one hand while on out. Gerber Canada is recalling nearly 1 million baby pacifiers because of fears the soothers could break apart and choke children. The recall affects Nuke orthodontic pacifiers. The suspect models were manufactured between July 1993 and June of this year. They have already been withdrawn from stores, but Gerber is asking parents to throw away the pacifiers and contact the company for a free replacement. Some figures released today show that Canada's abortion rate has nearly doubled over the last 2 decades.